Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Happy January. I'm Shelly with Art from My Table, and we're gonna do some cooking today. So I got a little bit of housekeeping to do to get the alerts out so that people know that we're live, but then we'll get right started. So hi Carl, if you are watching this on the replay, then just skip ahead a couple of minutes and you'll get straight to the cooking. So I hope you guys are having an awesome January, an awesome start to your year. It actually feels like it's about halfway through January, because it is almost halfway through January. But my kids only went back to school this past Monday. So I really didn't get kind of like my regular rhythm back until then, and I took the holidays off pretty much from blogging and from doing the show. So what have you guys been up to? Do you have a New Year's resolution? How is it going? Talk to me. Tell me what you're up to. I'm gonna just do this housekeeping, and then we'll get started with what we're making today. We're gonna make some coconut granola fruit cups, and they're really good, and they're good for you too. So give me just a second here. You guys can jump in and tell me where you're watching from. I'd really like to know if you do set a resolution. I'm not very good at setting New Year's resolutions, but I do a lot of goal setting just year round, so maybe that's why. You guys are quiet today. All right. Almost done here. Okay, awesome. So if you're just coming in, Happy New Year, even though it's halfway through January. Today we are going to make, good morning Mai, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to make coconut granola fruit cups. So, and I just remembered I didn't turn on my oven, so let me do that really quick. You want to preheat your oven to 330, which is kind of an odd time, I know. But that's what you want to do. And we're going to start with bananas. So, a banana, actually, just one banana. And actually, you know what? I'm so sorry to do this. Hi, Elizabeth. I'm so sorry to do this. There's just one little thing I forgot here. So I want to go ahead and link the recipe here so that you can easily grab it or save it or whatever. So if you I clearly can't multitask because I can't even talk. Okay, so if you want to have easy access to this video, one thing you might want to do is share it, because then it will go on your timeline and it'll be easier for you to reference rather than coming to my page and scrolling through. But please come to my page and scroll through. You're totally welcome to do that. But I just want to get that up here, and so it's easy for you to find. And there's a couple tools that I'm using today, and so I want you to be able to have access to those as well. All right. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is mash our banana. And I actually use my potato masher for this, but you can use a fork or whatever you want. It's pretty easy. This is another great recipe like for your ripe bananas. They're easier to mash obviously when they're not green, so you definitely don't want to do one that's green or really not quite ripe yet, because you will be able to taste that. So, but when they're ripe, they're just really yummy and sweet too. So, but mine, I'm just using, regular yellow banana today. So we're just gonna mash that up, and then I'm gonna add in some honey and some vanilla extract. So there's that. If you guys have any questions along the way, just let me know. So, and I'll do my best to answer them. So there's a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I have a big giant bottle from Mexico. Friends were traveling there and they brought me back this. Yum. And it's almost gone, so I guess I should go back soon or find somebody that is. Okay, and then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of honey. Here's my little honey trick. When I'm measuring honey, you know how it's real sticky. Hi, Kristen. Yes, that vanilla is the best, I agree. It gets sticky and it's hard to scrape off, so I always just give it a little spray. You can use olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, whatever you have, but I do like the spray, and I do it over my sink just so I don't spray everywhere, especially with my phone there, but I'm just gonna give that a nice spray, and that just coats it, and then the honey will slide off so much easier. So we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of honey. Can you guys see okay? When I have comments up on my screen, it kind of blocks part of my camera view, so it's hard to tell. I want to make sure that you guys can see. So look at that. There's just a dab on the end, but I didn't have to really scrape it or anything. So that works out really well. Okay, and then we just want to mix this up. So I just can use a fork to do this part. And now we're gonna add in our dry stuff. So we're gonna do 1.5 cups of rolled oats. Hi, Michelle. Okay. This over here. I keep my oats in this big container because we buy like the big bulk size from Costco, because we eat a lot of oats. And I don't like going to the store a lot, so it lasts a long time, so it's kind of nice. Okay, so hi Pauline, good morning. It's nice to see you again. It's been kind of a while since I've been on. Okay, so there's 1.5 cups of oats. We're gonna do 1/4 cup of coconut. Now, I get these coconut chips from Country Life. It's a local place here that these are not sweetened at all. And so you can use just shredded coconut that you buy from the store. As again, I just told you I like to buy in bulk, so I get this big bag, and my kids use this in their oatmeal and whatever else. I use it in breakfast cookies, which is also on my site. So anyways, they're great, but I like the chips because they're kind of like big and flaky, but you can just use shredded coconut as well. And I prefer to use unsweetened just because I want to keep it to real food, and I want to know exactly what's going in my recipes, so that's why we use honey for our sweetener, because it's all natural, and I'm using the unsweetened coconut. Okay, so now we need just 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So there we go. And now we're going to just mix this up. So these are really fun. They make a great breakfast, and to make them ahead, you can actually just do this part, the cups that we're going to make. Hi, Marissa. And you can, because we're going to bake these, so you can just kind of make the little cups ahead of time and just store them, and then it only takes a minute to put the filling in it. So you could make it with the filling in it ahead of time. Your granola cup might be a little less crisp that way if it's sitting for a while, but it's still delicious. So either way, and just depending on the fruit that you use with it too, is going to depend how much you want to do it ahead of time. But this part at least can be done, made ahead and stored, and then you have this great little breakfast or afternoon snack, mid-morning snack. It's wonderful. So Marissa, you're not late. You're just in time. You don't have to apologize for that. Anyway, so what was I saying? See, I can't multitask. All the experts say that you shouldn't, but okay, so now we have this all nice and mixed up. Can you guys see that okay? I did, for Christmas, I got a new tripod, so I'm trying that out today. I have a little bit more control. I can move it up and down, and so I feel like you guys should be able to hopefully see better. So okay, so next, let me just clear some of this out of the way here. We're gonna fill our muffin pan. Set that over there, bring this over here. Okay, this is my favorite muffin pan. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. This is silicone. It's from Tomorrow at Home, and I did link it in the description for your convenience. I'm going to warn you, it is more pricey than your typical muffin pan, but I'm telling you, you will never use anything else. I have two. I love them that much. They're absolutely amazing. Nothing sticks to it. Stuff pops out, and I'll show you how easy it is. I just can't even say enough good about it. They're absolutely fabulous. Oh, Marissa, you have one? Aren't they? They're so great. I just love them so much. So anyway, push some stuff. I feel a little crowded here in my kitchen. Let's just get this over here. Okay. So, you can see how this works, but it's great. But one thing I did notice too is that it's called a straight muffin pan because it goes straight down. You know, oftentimes muffin pans have just a little slope, which is fine. That's not a big deal. If you're doing like a traditional muffin pan, spray it down before you put this in, okay? I don't need to because nothing sticks to this. It's amazing, and it's super easy to clean up and easy to get your stuff out. So I'm not spraying it, that's why. But if you're using a traditional muffin pan, you should. These wells are just a little bit deeper, I think, just because they are straight. So, you know, that may, I mean, it's not really going to affect your recipe, but you might feel like yours come up a little bit higher than mine. I don't know. Does that make any sense? So, I'm just taking a spoonful of this, and I'm going to just drop it into each of the little wells here, and then I'm going to form it. So hopefully I can do this quickly. I don't want to bore you by scooping things in. So it feels a little odd to talk about the holidays. I was going to say, like, how was your holidays? But they kind of feel like they were so long ago, even though it wasn't. My kids just went back to school on Monday. And it's been a great week. So we had a nice break. We did. The kids played in the snow a lot, even though it was so cold. like in the teens most times. So they played outside a lot, they drank a lot of hot cocoa, and watched a lot of movies, but it was just a nice kind of relaxing time. So once you get these filled up, I'm kind of a stinker about, like, look how much is in there. I don't want to waste one drop because it's so good. So I'm kind of a stinker about that stuff. I want to make sure I got enough. So today is my husband and I, we have been married for 16 years today. So that's exciting. And one of our very first dates, actually our very first date, oh, Marissa, thank you. A quarter cup also works great in scooping filling into Muffin Pan. It does. Sometimes I use like an cookie scoop too, like just one of those and then drop it in. So anyways, now what we want to do is, can you guys see these okay? They're just in there. I'll show you after I form them, but I'm just going to use a spoon, and all I'm doing is kind of forming this into a little cup, just molding it to a little cup. Now, I have my fancy new tripod, so let's see if I can do this. I'm plugged in, so let's see if I can just show you a little bit. Is that working? Okay, so I'm just going through and just molding these into little cups, kind of pushing up against the side with my spoon. You can use your fingers if you want. I found a spoon works just fine. Just make sure you don't have like any holes in the bottom. Okay, so as I was saying, it's our anniversary, and our first date, I'll put this back here now. Sorry about all that camera moving around business. Oh, my head's cut off. Okay, we're back. So, oh, thank you, Heather. Thank you, Pauline. Our first date, we went to out to eat, and we went to a show. Like, we went to see Singing in the Rain. And it was, I think it was like Broadway or something, you know, you know how Broadway shows like travel. Anyways, it was like a, you know, professionally done one, and had a great time. It was our first date. And tonight, my son is in a musical. He's in Seussical the Musical. They have 6 performances, and it is opening night. So, our first date was dinner and a show, and now on our 16th anniversary we're doing dinner and a show. Isn't that's kind of fun, right? First, you want to see my setup. Okay, I can't take a picture of it because I'm using my phone to record this, but I just got so for Christmas I was using just a cell phone tripod, like just a super cheap one. It was like $10 from my local Meijer, which I know like some people don't have Meijer, but you know, it's like Walmart, right? So anyway, and it was fine, but I just didn't, it was getting kind of old and it was kind of flimsy. So what I have now is, I think it's called the Gorilla, maybe? And it has, like the legs are, I mean, I just have them straight right now, but you can like bend them. So I could actually like hang it on something above. I can't, because I don't have anything above. But you can do, you can manipulate it and do all sorts of different things with it. So anyways, it was kind of on my list to get a better tripod specifically for my phone, because I was just having trouble with it. And sometimes you guys would say, I can't see what you're doing. And I couldn't, it wasn't easy to move around because I had really long legs. So anyways, it's been great. I'm excited that I got it. This is actually my first time using it, but I've played around with it as far as like setting it up. So, hi, I think I need an eye appointment, you guys. So, let me refresh this here so I can see your comment. What am I making? Okay, so, I'm making granola fruit cups. So what I'm doing right now is I made a little granola mixture, and this is all healthy, real ingredients, and I have them in the bottom of my muffin pan, and I'm just forming like a little cup, and then we're gonna bake them. And then after we bake them, we're gonna fill them. So that is what we're making today. And I did link the recipe in the description. So if you're watching from your phone, I know you can't see the description, but when it's over, you'll be able to. If you want easy access, just share it, and it'll go on your wall. Okay, so I have these. Can you guys see that? I have those. I feel like I'm not giving you a great angle, but so they're all formed in little cups, and now I'm gonna stick them in the oven. Oh, thanks, Marissa. I'm glad it's doing great. I'll be right back. Okay, so those are in the oven. They need to go at 330 for 15 minutes. I would say 12 to 15 minutes. Check them at 12 minutes. For me, hi Michelle. For me, 15 minutes works better. I know all ovens kind of vary and are different, so definitely check it at 12, but you want them to be golden brown. And then when you take them out of the oven, you need to let them cool for like a good 20 minutes because they'll crisp up a little bit while they're cooling, like granola often does. So while we're waiting for that, let me show you what we're gonna fill them with. I'm gonna prep my ingredients to fill them. So you can do whatever fruit combination that you want. And on the link to our website that I pasted in here, if you look through that post, there's all kinds of different suggestions for toppings. So on the post, when I photographed it, I used peaches, strawberries, and raspberries. But that's not exactly in season in Michigan right now, although they are available. They're just not as good. So today I'm going to put apples, and I'm going to do a little banana and coconut and chocolate. You could do for Valentine's Day, these would be awesome with some strawberries and chocolate. So do I cook online every day? No, I do once a week on Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I do typically upload these videos to YouTube. So if you, and they'll still be on my page, Art from My Table. So if you want to follow that page and make sure your notifications are on, then you'll get notified when I'm live. And if you miss one, then you can come back and watch it, or you can watch it on YouTube as well. So, okay, let's cut some apples. So these are going to get filled with yogurt and fruit. So I'm just going to slice up some apples right now, or an apple. It's always important to use a really sharp knife. A dull knife in the kitchen is very dangerous. And just a little knife skills. You want to kind of pinch your blade with your thumb and your forefinger. And you want a knife that feels good in your hands, and you want one that's sharp. So you can just slice those. And this one actually isn't the sharpest, but I have like a little sharpener, and every few times I use the knife, then I'll go ahead and do it. Another thing you want to do is keep your fingers where you're holding them, keep them very curved so that you don't cut off your fingers. That way you kind of have this guide is your knuckles so that you won't get hurt. So just chop these up. and then I am going to do a few banana slices as well. Or get a manicure you didn't want. That's really funny, Marissa. Yeah, and actually, so I get shellac on my nails. Is anyone a fan of shellac? Give me like a thumbs up or a hearts. I love shellac, and I know like the other like latest greatest thing is the dip polish, which I did have that one time. And you know what I didn't like about the dip? It was a little thicker. It reminded me more of acrylic nails, which I had like years and years ago when I worked in the salon. But my nail beds were sore. And maybe because they'd use that like electric buffing thing or whatever. But anyways, with my kids home over the break, and my nails came off about New Year's Day. So with my kids home still and my husband at work, and then my son's musical that he's doing, he's had rehearsals every single day, like, or all day. He's getting home really late. And so my husband has been like volunteering on the sets team, so they've needed him a lot. So all that to say, I haven't had my nails done, and I feel very, like, I always have pretty nails. I love having pretty nails. So I haven't had them done, but I'm going today after I get finished with this video. So, okay, so I've got some bananas and apples chopped up here. Let me show you what these look like when they come out of the oven. So, there you go. You can see they're, well, hopefully you can see it in your light, but they're just a little bit golden brown, really nice. And then I'll show you how easy they come out. Let's see, what do I want to put them on? Joshua, are you in here?
Yeah.
Can you grab me that rectangle platter, please? Forgot. Can you grab me that rectangle platter, please, in the hutch?
Oh.
Sorry about that. So I'll get this going for you. But look at this. Look how easy that was. Hello. Thanks, hon.
You're welcome.
I'll just set them on here. So what you do is just kind of push up on the bottom. Can you guys see that okay? So here's my little cup. Isn't it cute? And then we're just going to fill that. So I'm going to put these on the tray. I'll try to give you a closer up. Look at that. I mean, I couldn't be in love with this thing anymore. Like, it's just amazing. So, super easy. And you can make anything that you would make in a muffin pan, you can make in here. So, yesterday I did, hey Patty, how you doing? Yesterday I did, was it yesterday? Yeah. These little, like lasagna, spinach lasagna cups made with wonton noodles. It's, actually it's not a recipe of mine, but I have photography clients, so where they give me the recipe and then I just photograph the recipe for them. And so it was for one of my photography clients, and I made them in here, and it was like a total breeze. I've made little meatloaf cups in here. I've made, what else have I made in here? I mean, just regular muffins, you know, everything. It's awesome. Okay, so I have these, and now I'm going to just grab some yogurt. Sorry about that. It's kind of a struggle getting that out. Okay, so today I'm just using like yogurt that's already flavored. Vanilla yogurt is what the recipe calls for. I like Greek yogurt because it has extra protein in it, and it's thick and it holds up really nicely. So you can also use just plain yogurt. Like, I really like my yogurt sweetened. So when I use plain yogurt, I put like a stevia-based sweetener in it. Truvia is my favorite. And then I might even add like just a little bit of vanilla extract. So I make my own much of the time. And that's just because a lot of times people have like, brands have a lot of added sugar in their stuff, so it just kind of depends. But this is actually a yogurt. It's Oikos 000, and it has stevia in it, so that's kind of nice. So, question: where did you buy the muffin maker at? So the Muffin Pan, I linked it in the description, so it'll be really easy for you to find once you're not watching the video. And I was saying earlier, like for those of you that might have missed it, it's a little more pricey than your typical Muffin Pan. And the only reason that I mentioned that to you is because I've had people kind of come back and say to me, like, what? You didn't say this was so expensive. So, you know, it's a little pricier than your average Muffin Pan, but you won't need anything else for the rest of your life. It's awesome. I love it. So, able to just get rid of the other ones. So I'm just filling these up. This is vanilla right here. And then I could do some with strawberry, mixed berry, whatever your favorite flavor is. I mean, it's all like all fruity stuff is gonna go really well. So do that, and then this is gonna be, the kids are gonna be super excited to eat these after school. And then I have the other ones baking, so they'll be excited to eat those for breakfast tomorrow. So, okay, now I'll add some toppings. So, the Muffin Pan link isn't working. Okay, Nancy, thank you for telling me that. I will go in. I'll go in and check it. Yeah, I put the Muffin Pan, and then there's also the baking sheet, which they recommend that you use that's perforated, and it allows for even airflow and even baking. I know people have used the Muffin Pan just on a regular tray. You can do that. This is just sort of like the ideal. And I really like it, and I've gotten really good results with it because it's very, flimsy. So you always want to make sure when you're going to use those, you put it on your tray first. So I will go in and update and check the link, Nancy, when I'm finished with the video here, so you can reference back to it, or I'll leave a comment for you, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna just do like some of these with apples, and you know what I thought would be really fun would be like some peanuts, apples and peanuts, or I don't know if you guys have ever put peanut butter in your yogurt, but like again, when I'm doing those, when I'm taking just plain Greek yogurt and kind of making my own little thing with that, sometimes I add peanut powder. Which is lower in fat, but still has all the protein. It's lower, so it's really good for you. And it's a nice. I mean, there's nothing wrong. I love peanut butter, so don't get me wrong. But so I'll mix that into yogurt with a little bit of sugar, or actually I'll use a stevia-based sweetener, but some sort of sweetener. You could use honey, and that makes like a grapefruit dip, and that would be really good in here too, I think. So these ones over here, I'm going to do a little banana slice, and then I'm going to grab some coconut. I kind of feel like these ones are like a little tropical with the banana. You could put mango in here, you could put pineapple, any of those tropical fruits would be amazing. Hi, Linda. The recipe is linked in the description of this video, but if you're watching the video from your phone, I know that you can't see the description, but once the video is over, you'll be able to see it, or if you're watching from your computer, you'll be able to see it. So I linked it. It's on artfrommytable.com, and it's called Coconut Granola Cups. Coconut Granola Fruit Cups. So if you just search coconut granola or granola cups, it'll come up for you. Okay, and then I thought it would be fun actually, because sometimes it's nice to have something a little sweet. I thought it would be fun to put just a little bit of shaved chocolate on these banana coconut ones because yum. Because chocolate's good for you, right? So this is dark chocolate, 85% is what I usually buy just because that is much, much lower in sugar. And, you know, chocolate does have some health benefits. So I'm just going to grate some of this right over my little bananas. So when I'm like craving a sweet treat but still wanting to be healthy, I'll eat some dark chocolate. I love dark chocolate. But I know it's not for everybody. A lot of people prefer milk chocolate, but it's much better for you. And I find it to be very satisfying. Like if I eat milk chocolate or like a Snickers bar or something like that, I don't really ever eat Snickers bar, but I just like chocolate. But I find if I eat milk chocolate that it just makes me want more chocolate. It just makes me want more sweets. So if I eat dark chocolate, I find it really satisfying. I can take a couple bites and it's delicious. So, oh yes, the microplane is awesome, Marissa. I love it. So I'm going to grab these out of the oven. I'll be right back and then I'll show you the final on this. But my timer's going to keep going off if I don't grab it. All right, and I'll just set these off to the side for now. Okay. Hello from Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. Hi, Charlene. How are you? How long can these last in the fridge? Great question. So, trying to show you without dumping them. Can you guys see them? Woo woo. Doesn't that look yummy? I'm so excited. Okay. These can last in the fridge. The suggestion I made earlier in the video is make the cups ahead of time, like what I just took out, and you can go ahead and store those without anything in them. And then it only takes a minute in the morning or for your snack whenever you're going to eat this to just put a dollop of yogurt in it and whatever fruit that you want. So, thank you, Charlene. So, so I would say in your fridge. I'm not a FDA person, so I don't know what they would say. I would eat these a week later. They won't last that long in my house, but definitely if it's just the cups and not fully prepared. I would say if it's fully prepared with your fruit in it and everything, they're gonna get, because that yogurt's wet, so if that's sitting there like overnight, then your granola cup is just gonna be a little softer. And not as crisp. So it'll be fine. It's not going to hurt any. The other thing you want to consider if you do the whole prep ahead is just what kind of fruit you're using, because, you know, apples brown in the air and bananas brown in the air. I do these a lot with berries in the summer. And you could do berries now too. They're just not as good this time of year in Michigan. So, because it's snowing and we have to get them shipped in from other places. So anyway, so Charlene, I hope that answers your question. I'd say a week or so, and all that's in it is banana, and they're cooked. So banana and coconut and oats and cinnamon, vanilla, honey, and a little bit of salt. So all that stuff has a pretty good shelf life, especially even after it's cooked. So anyway, that's what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to receive notifications when I am live, then just go ahead and like my page, Art from My Table, and then you will be notified whenever I go live. So, I have 4 kids, Charlene, and they do love these. They're really fun. So how old are your kids? I'm curious. Thank you. Hi, Rhonda from Tennessee. How's your weather down there? Is it like getting nice? I know it was like really, really cold here, but it was also really cold in the south. So, okay, so I'm just wrapping up. We're finished. And we're gonna just enjoy these now. So I will see you next week, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. on my Facebook page, Art from My Table. And if you wanna, I did link the recipes. Rhonda, it's icy you're staying in. I linked the recipe and everything else in the description, so you can find it there, or you could search for it at artfrommytable.com, and they're called Coconut Granola Fruit Cups. 7, 13, 16, 17, and 19. Wow. My youngest is 6 and my oldest is 13, and I have 4. So I'll be calling you when I have 4 teenagers. That's what they say, right? That it's bigger kids get bigger problems. Not that they're a problem, but you know what I mean. So anyways, that's what I have for you. So sounds like a lovely family, Charlene, and you guys have a great Friday, great weekend. It's the weekend. Bye.